Trump White House urging allies to prepare for possible departure of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. After an ailing Supreme Court Justice Ginsburg missed oral arguments, the Trump team began early groundwork for another presidential confirmation battle, or potential confirmation battle. And folks, pay attention to this, because obviously Ruth Bader Ginsburg has had a number of serious health-related issues over the past few years. She's 85 years old, I believe, and she had recently fallen and broken some ribs. She also had a cancerous growth removed from her neck twice now. In the last 10 years. And when the Kavanaugh confirmation happened and I saw her there, she looked and reminded me of my grandma in the very last years of her life. I lived with my grandma and took care of her while she was sick and passed away. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg looks very similar to that, very frail, very weak, almost anemic.
And welcome back to InfoWars, Infowars.com, InfoWarsStore.com. You got to fund the operation. You got to be, I'll tell you what, some tremendous products at InfoWarsStore.com. Take advantage of that. And of course, while you're doing that, you gain the benefit of health, and you gain the benefit of being more robust and vibrant. It's just fantastic products. All the products. Every product there at InfoWarsStore.com, well worth the money. Before we get back into the really the issues at hand, I saw a story. This was published 2 days ago, and Owen earlier was talking. And by the way, we met Owen and Branson. Had a great time with Owen Schroyer, Branson, Missouri. Yeah, fantastic asset to the to InfoWars, to the movement. But anyway. I saw the story, and I know Owen's talking about toxic masculinity, and it amazes me because, look, I'm an old guy. All right, I'm an old guy. I'm not. I've been around the block a few times, but when I was growing up, here's the deal. In my science class, we were taught there were two genders, two sexes, whatever you want to call them, male and female. Real simple. There's no, I mean, there's some scientific anomalies. I understand that. I get that. But now with the, of course, the special classes being created for the purposes of what? For division. And throw in a good measure of toxic masculinity. What are we seeing? We're seeing the lack of men. And I'm talking, and I dare say this to the women out there. Look, some of the brightest people I know, most intelligent people I know are women, and I'm the kind of guy who I believe I should open the door for a woman. I believe I should pull a chair out for a woman, take a woman's coat, because frankly, I believe women should be on pedestals. I think that they do a lot for guys, us guys. I know my wife does, and I appreciate that, and I think women appreciate strong guys, right? Am I right? Women, ladies, am I right? I don't know. I think so. Of course, then you've got the other, I don't know what you would call them. I know what I call them. They're delusional, where they believe, of course, any kind of actions like that's an affront to their whatever. And to me, that's just a bunch of BS. But the fact of the matter is, there's a bunch of soy boys running around here, and for a lot of reasons. But I saw a story. Mother of armed robber shot dead by defending his children. The bottom line story is this. Folks, did you see this? All right. A young man, a 19-year-old guy, entered a Popeyes restaurant in San Antonio last month, pointed a gun at the customer's children, that customer, licensed to conceal carry, shot the gunman dead. Now, mom of the 19-year-old, the deceased 19-year-old gunman, you got the picture, right? Now the mother of the deceased 19-year-old gunman is asking why the father who fatally shot her son chose to fire more than once. Cynthia Ruiz said that her son, Anthony Herrera, I don't know how to pronounce it. I guess it's Herrera, I guess. Pardon me. I don't mean to be offensive. He deserved to be punished. Yeah, he deserved to be punished because, after all, he's holding the gun to this gentleman's kids. But while defending his family, she admits that. But she said, "Why shoot him for 4 more times?" So, why did he shoot him 5 times? All right, I know the capacity of my magazine, and I guarantee you, is someone holding a gun on my kids, that magazine is going to be empty, and I'm going to be looking to reload. I think the wrong questions are being asked here, and I think that this is a perfect example. This is Exhibit A. Look, I feel bad for Mom. I as a parent, I would never want to see. I would never want to see any of my children harmed or hurt, killed, whether whether it's a legitimate kill situation or not. So I feel for that parent. But I think through all of this talk, as Owen has said before, the toxic masculinity and being a man and being protective of one's family, making it almost a crime.
Yeah.
And this is what we get. So I wanted to make sure I covered that.
They're demonizing this, and we covered this on the show yesterday. The article on Fox News, toxic masculinity, is the problem for all the world's violence, and it adds to competitiveness and aggression, things that men are supposed to have. And they are demonizing this. Meanwhile, they were pushing perversion on children, telling them they're able to be a sex other than what they were born with, and any kind of attempt to rehabilitate that mindset is now a crime in California. But here they're saying men who are actual men who have testosterone, that is the real problem. And this is just the liberal lunacy being showcased front and center. I want to make sure we cover this.
By the way, you lack testosterone, go to InfoWarsStore.com and stock up. It's
super male vitality.
That's right. Sorry, I had to do that. Right.
An important story. We saw Ruth Bader Ginsburg this week. She was not on the bench for the first time in 25 years, was not in chambers to hear arguments on a number of cases. Instead, she was receiving transcripts and working from home. But an interesting article from Politico today, Trump White House urging allies to prepare for possible departure of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. After an ailing Supreme Court Justice Ginsburg missed oral arguments, the Trump team began early groundwork for another presidential confirmation battle, or potential confirmation battle. And folks, pay attention to this, because obviously Ruth Bader Ginsburg has had a number of serious health-related issues over the past few years. She's 85 years old, I believe, and she had recently fallen and broken some ribs. She also had a cancerous growth removed from her neck twice now in the last 10 years. And when the Kavanaugh confirmation happened and I saw her there, she looked and reminded me of my grandma in the very last years of her life. I lived with my grandma and took care of her while she was sick and passed away. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg looks very similar to that, very frail, very weak, almost anemic looking. And people who've taken care of elderly relatives who have passed away know what I'm talking about.
See that? Did you? And I'm sorry. Look, I know.
Go for it.
But sometimes you got to know when it's time to hang it up. Okay,
right.
I mean, seriously.
But that's the thing. Even if she was dead. Say she was dead. These people are not going to allow President Trump to have another pick before 2020. And how they get away with that, I don't know. But people are speculating, oh yeah, she's dead, and they're just high. That's a very real chance. I don't know. Would that be illegal? Maybe, but they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that Trump does not get another pick before the 2020 election.
I got to tell you, I think that's going to be one of the few flashpoints in this powder keg that we're looking at, the election of not Merrick Garland to a Supreme Court after Ruth Bader Ginsburg, does kind of, is called. So old Ruthie there. And it's rough when you mix Botox with embalming fluid. I get that mixed up. But again, I wish her the best. But for crying out loud,
of course.
Enough's enough. But go on, Joe. We got about a minute.
No, that's just that's something I am keeping my eye on. As just on the screen, you saw her with her head down, falling asleep, and she's also tried to say she was intoxicated a few times there, when she was on the bench or whatever. And she just does not look good. She does not look healthy, and I don't think she has long. But how long can the left hide it? How long can they prop her up and make it so they don't have to turn that.
Isn't it funny though, Joe? They're using her. See, they don't care about her. They're using her. It's all politics to them. They don't give a damn about her health or the humanity behind this. They're using her, and people on the left can't see it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interject.
No. We only got about 1 minute left, but still so much going on in the world of news. I'm focused on looking to see who they plan on running in 2020 as far as a presidential contender against Trump. On the Democratic side, we see a lot of polling and people are trying to throw their hat in the ring. Iowa, who was it? Beto O'Rourke is like, in Iowa getting stuff done. Bernie Sanders approval in Senate. They're saying that Bernie Sanders, basically, he's not going to be a factor in this next election. They're running people like Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden. But who will the Democrats put together to run against President Trump? That's the question that is on everybody's mind. But folks, InfoWars, Hour 4, hosted by Doug and Joe Hagman. Go to the store, bookmark the websites, support this broadcast. It's so important. This is an information war, and we're in the thick of it. And we need your support now more than ever.
God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
We all know the importance of fish oils. While we are sure to provide them for ourselves, it's just as important to make sure your kids get their EPA and DHA too. Honor Roll is a powerful DHA fish oil formula for your child. Built from the ground up to support your child's development, this formula uses wild anchovy fish oil, ultra-purified krill oil, and wild salmon fish oil with vitamins to boost your child's mind and body. With this fish oil formula, you can support your child's optimal heart, joint, cognitive, and brain health while providing DHA, which has been shown to be essential for your child's brain growth spurts. Built on powerful ingredients with 580 milligrams of high DHA omega-3s, this formula is highly refined to eliminate nearly all heavy metals. If you're looking for a formula to help your child grow, look no further. Try Honor Roll from InfoWars Life at InfoWarsStore.com.